So one thing that we've been doing is the keyboard kind of controls the movement of the player, but you can set it up so the mouse controls the movement of the player. So if you go here, you can actually see that under the input settings, the mouse X is bound to this name, mouse capital X. So we can actually use that to control how the input behaves. So if we go to the player, and right now we use horizontal, but look at the preferences here, the horizontal name here maps to these names here. So you can actually just change the name here. Instead of horizontal, you can type mouse X here instead of horizontal, and now it'll set up so when you move the mouse left and right, it actually moves the player, which makes it a lot easier to play the game and makes it much more like Kaboom. Also, one more thing, which I'm kind of jumping ahead pretty far before we get to FPS, but you can actually hide the mouse cursor too. So if you say set mouse cursor as an action on top of the player move, you can hide the cursor and lock the cursor, which will make it so the cursor goes away when you start playing your game, which means it makes it a little harder to stop playing. But here, let me click on maximize on play, because it'll actually make me lose my mouse cursor when I click the game. So notice here I have no mouse cursor at all. So there's no mouse cursor. I'm just moving the player. If I want to stop playing, I can just drag up, or I can hit Alt-Tab, or if you hit Control-P, it'll also stop playing. So set mouse cursor is great if you ever want to hide the mouse cursor for a game like this, because you want to really feel like you're actually controlling the player. And I do want to show you guys one more thing for the homework, because it's a little tricky. I kind of want to help you figure it out. Might as well show it to you now while we still have time. Our ball right now is controlled by gravity, right? So it drops when we create it. If you want the ball to fall faster, how would you do that? Like, how do you make something that falls under gravity fall faster? Let's say I drop the ball. Like, what do you do?
Decrease gravity.
Well, what about on Earth? On planet Earth, how do you make a ball fall faster on planet Earth? Making it denser doesn't make things fall faster.
Reduce drag.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
How do you make things go faster? How do you make things fall faster? Let's say I'm falling out of a plane. If I have a gun and I shoot it downwards, that goes pretty fast, right?
Add a force.
You add force to it, right? So if I want something to fall faster downwards, all I have to do is add force to it, right? So here, why don't we take our ball? So I'm going to show you two things. One, you can go into your FSM. You can just you can make a new FSM on your ball if you want to. That's called fall. And I can have this state just add force downwards, which would be in negative y. So I can add a negative 100 force every frame. And what this will do is that number there controls how much faster the balls will fall. So see how much faster the balls are falling here? So I'm basically pushing on the ball more as it falls, right? Yeah, so if you have another FSM on your ball that adds force downwards, this thing could be a variable too. You can have a variable. You can actually increase this number if it's a variable every time your game levels up. So that's one thing for the homework that you guys should think about. So that should help you a little bit. Yeah, if you just do something like this every frame, then it'll actually make it so the balls fall faster. You can make the balls go faster and faster the more you play your game. All right?